Beautiful good morning, guys, gals and envy pals. Quick story. Last year I made some videos where I baked with fresh rose petals, and on pretty much each of those videos, sooner or later somebody shows up asking if those recipes can be made with dried rose petals. Until now, I was unable to answer that question because I had never tried it. That is about to change. I made dried rose petal cookies. The ingredients are flour, sugar, rose syrup. If you don't have any, use rose water and add a little extra sugar. Ground almonds, coconut oil, dried rose petals, baking powder, salt and the zest of 1 lemon. To start proceedings, get out a large bowl and sift together the flour and baking powder. Then add almonds and sugar and mix the dry ingredients. Next up, add the rose syrup. I'm using rose syrup because I've used up all the rose water I made last year and I haven't had a chance to make more yet. But if you don't have rose syrup, use a couple of spoonfuls of rose water and maybe add an extra spoonful of sugar. If you have neither, then, well, leave this part out and you'll be making sugar cookies with a rose petal topping. Which is nice too. Maybe use a little vanilla extract to get some flavor in there. Where were we? Yes, add rose syrup and then the coconut oil. Give it a quick stir just to coat the coconut oil with flour, which I find more pleasant to touch. And then get your hands in there and knead until you get a dough. This does not seem to want to get together, so I'm adding a spoonful of water. And I just remembered the lemon zest. Zest the lemon and then add it. Now it'll do. Turns out the difference between a mess and a success is lemon zest. Put the dough in the fridge for an hour or so. And that fade to black just skipped an hour. You'll need baking paper and a rolling pin. And a blender or spice grinder to blend the dried rose petals. Blend them very well. Then roll out the dough. I'm removing half to make things easier on myself. Roll out to about 5 mm thickness. Just before you get to your final thickness, sprinkle the top of the dough with rose petal dust. Then roll up a little more and push the rose petals into the dough. Get a cookie cutter and cut out the cookies. Dipping the cookie cutter in cold water in between will stop the cookies from sticking. Transfer onto a cookie sheet and bake at 175 degrees Celsius for 7 to 8 minutes. When the cookies are done baking, take them off the cookie sheet and let them cool completely before moving them. While warm, they are quite fragile. These are the first lot that baked for 8 minutes. The second lot was in the oven slightly longer, I'd say about 10 minutes, and browned a little more. Both are delicious. The difference is mostly aesthetic, and the darker cookies have a little bit more crunch. And they're ready to enjoy. I hope this video helped you out, if you were looking for what to do with your food-grade rose petals. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, why not subscribe?